Hello, this is Algae Bloom Control at Lake Okeechobee, developed by Alfred Guelders at American Public University. The vision statement is to develop a prevention and conservation plan for Lake Okeechobee and coastal beaches in South Florida. Management alternatives. In the following slides, there will be a set of 4 different alternatives that can be implemented to control algae blooms in the future. These alternatives, adaptive plans will require years as modifications will be needed to reach the desired goals. Number 1 is to enact fertilizers law to reduce the amount of nutrients runoff by controlling the amount of fertilizers applied to crops. So you pass a law where everyone purchasing and manipulating fertilizers must require to attend a certification class. Because the state of Florida only requires farmers and those who use fertilizer at the commercial level to take the training class. But people who own small land or homes in rural areas are not required to be certified. So this law will require anyone who wants to purchase any kind of these chemicals to take this training class. So by doing this, we can prevent a good amount of nutrients being dumped into rivers and lakes. The other alternative is seasonal fertilizers use. Citrus is one of the top crops in South Florida, and its harvest season is from January to May. The plan is to maintain a strict schedule when applying excess fertilizers during the non-growing seasons. The other alternative is to build artificial ponds and canal expansion. The idea is to build artificial ponds and use small oxbow lakes to receive and contain the water. Then channel this rich nutrient water into the Everglades where it can be filtered. But the most important part of this plan is to find the areas where agricultural industries will be willing to sell the land. So, or we can also enhance the already existing canals or build waterways for the free flow of water into the Everglades. Now, the other alternative is the anaerobic bioremediation. This plant will use microbes to reduce and remove algae from the lake surface. And additionally, removal of sediments at the bottom of the lake will take place to ensure more oxygen flow. Now, this is success criteria. The managing alternative that I think is the most feasible is to implement the law for fertilizers use. This alternative has a much lower cost than any other plan that I mentioned before. I can foresee the results to be seen in a couple of years. Now, the reason that I'm inclining towards this alternative is because similar plans have been done in the past with some success. For instance, before 1994, people were able to purchase freons to refuel their air conditionings. Not until 1994, the EPA passed the law where freon will no longer be sold in auto stores, and only those who are certified to handle freons will be allowed to use it in cars. And this helped to reduce the amount of CFCs being released into the air. So, given this as an example, when you implement something and people follow these guidelines, you can see results in the future. This, in my opinion, is the most feasible because it has a lower cost and it will be only a matter of time and training for some results to be seen.